Good Thursday morning, everybody. Chris Allen with your weather podcast for this June 18th. The hot, muggy weather continues, and now we're going to turn our attention to the remnants of what was Tropical Storm, then Tropical Depression Bill, which it looks like old Bill is going to play a role in our weather as we get closer to, say, the weekend, especially the beginning of the weekend, Friday night into Saturday. Potential now going up for a heavy rainfall and maybe even some flooding rainfall in some cases. It all depends on the ultimate track of this low-pressure system, and it looks like it's going to kind of follow the Ohio River, and as it does, it'll be close enough to us to draw in that Gulf of Mexico moisture and really just put a deluge of rain on the area, especially during the day on Saturday. So that's going to be the day we're going to have to pay attention to the weather a little bit closer. Well, yesterday, for the third day in a row, we had an official high of 93 degrees at the Bowling Green Airport. That's 6 degrees above the average of 87. 73 was our low, 65 the average. That's 8 degrees above the average low. And then a year ago, we had a high of 92 and a low of 67 back in 2014. No rainfall at the Bowling Green Airport yesterday. That is going to change in that bit of a deficit that we've got right now at almost 1 3/4 inches for the month of June. I think that's going to be eradicated once we get the remnants of Bill in here. It's going to be some beneficial rainfall, which is something that we need. We could do without any kind of flooding, but certainly Bill is going to help out our numbers here in the middle of June. Today is just more of the same. Hot, humid. We'll start mainly clear this morning. A few fair weather clouds around. And then as we go through the day, pretty much like clockwork, we'll see the clouds building toward midday and into the afternoon and evening. Scattered showers and thunderstorms. We've raised the chance of rain today to 60%. So that's a 6 in 10 chance that you'll get rained on today. And as I've mentioned over previous days, when it rains, it could rain hard because of the tropical nature of the atmosphere. We'll see a high today of 91 is what we're calling for. Then tonight, continued muggy, 50-50 chance of a shower or thunderstorm. But again, any of those storms could produce some heavy rainfall down to 72. Now, once we get into Friday, we will begin to see pretty much the same pattern to start, but as we get into Friday afternoon, Friday night, that's when we'll begin to see Bill's influence on our weather. Starting out west at first and then working east and northeast along the Ohio River, we'll get the best energy from Bill coming our way. So we're going to keep in a 60% chance of scattered showers and thunderstorms for Friday with a high of 87. And then I think as we get into Friday night and especially during the day on Saturday, that's going to be your better chance of just getting a good deluge of rain. We're calling for a 70% chance of rain and thunderstorms. Now, that chance could go up. We could get closer to 90 to 100% by the time Saturday arrives. So this is looking like a little more sure thing than what we were looking at just yesterday if you were listening to the podcast. Very heavy rainfall, inch and a half, 2 inches. That's going to be fairly common. There's going to be some locations north of Bowling Green, closer to the track of the remnants of Bill, that could pick up 3, 4, even 5 inches of rain out of this. And we're talking along and north of the Ohio River. 86 will be the high on Saturday. Good news is that by Father's Day on Sunday, we're going to see only a 30% chance of a shower. That means a little less coverage, but that still means with the tropical air mass, some of those thunderstorms still could produce some torrential downpours. But most of Father's Day just looks like a mix of sun and clouds. But it will be hot and humid. It is the first day of summer, by the way, also on Sunday. 93 with a heat index mid to upper 90s for Saturday or Sunday. With the remnants of Bill now out of the region. Now, as we get into next week, it looks like it's just going to be plain old hot. One of the hottest weeks of the year probably coming next week for us. Monday, we're still going to leave in a 30% chance of a mainly afternoon shower, 91. Tuesday, only a 20% chance of an isolated shower, 93. But Wednesday, sunny, hot, humid, 94, which means our heat index levels will probably be in the upper 90s and maybe even hitting the triple digits at 100 or close to it. So that's extremely dangerous if you're going to be outdoors for any length of time as we get on into next week. And as we get more into the weekend, the beginning of next week, we'll have a better handle on that forecast in the next week. But it does look like the trend is going to be much hotter and a little less in the way of rain. So that trend is coming. It will be the first week of summer officially, after all, as the summer solstice starts on Sunday. All right, that'll do it for this edition of the podcast. God bless you, and thank you so much for listening. Know the weather before it knows you. Have a great day. I'll see you live at 5:30 on AM Kentucky, streaming live to the WBKO app and to WBKO.com.